So hi guys, this is Chetan Podar back again, and this is an exclusive video for IMS. And today I'm going to do a very basic tutorial. Well, I can't really call it basic, but it is a tutorial which will help you to learn what level 1A is, which is basically candlesticks. Now, there are a couple of people I need to thank for this video, and the first person whom I need to thank for this video is Swapnil Ponam, because Swapnil Ponam has been instrumental in making and designing this entire deck of presentation. So Swapnil, thank you from my side. And so I'm just going to try to make this video as basic as possible so that most of the people are able to understand this video. The great idea would be that if you are doing level 1, please go and repeatedly watch this video so that your basics are cleared. Yeah. Now, so basic level 1A is basically candlesticks. So we are going to go through this candlesticks. So now, what is the history of candlesticks? Candlesticks were invented in Japan some 400 years ago by a trader called as Homa. Now, Homa was a rice trader in Dojima Stock Exchange at that point of time, and he was supposed to be very, very rich. He was so rich that he was richer than the emperor of Japan at that point of time, and he was excellent with his trading and made a lot of money. And while doing so, he actually figured out and designed what was going on in the stock exchange and how the prices moved up and down, and he actually created this entire system called as candlesticks. So we're going to learn this. Now, why candles? They are called candlesticks because they look like candles. Why Japanese candlesticks? Because like all good things in life, even the candlesticks were designed in Japan. So because they were designed in Japan, Japanese. Why candlesticks? Because they look like candles. So the way the candlesticks are structured is there is a pretty simple structure to the candlesticks, and this part of candlesticks is called as the hair or wick. This part of candlesticks is called as the tail, and this part of candlesticks is called as the body or a real body. So there are three parts to it. One is called as the wick, second is called as a tail, and third is what is called as the real body. Now, how do we draw the candlesticks? The candlesticks are drawn in three basic steps. We are going to go through each step one at a time. So there are three basic steps of drawing a candlesticks. I would very strongly suggest at the beginning of your career in trading that you learn how to do this. Go step by step. If you deviate from your steps, you are going to lose money because you will not understand candlesticks a lot more better. So go step by step. The idea is to stick to the system and the methodology that we teach you so that you understand it better. Yeah. So first of all, mark OHLC on the chart. What is OHLC now? OHLC means open, high, low, close. So when I'm talking about OHLC, I'm talking about O being the opening price, H being the highest price, L being the lowest price, and C being the closing price. So first of all, mark open, high, low, close on the chart. In the next few slides, I'm going to show you how that is done. What does open price mean? Opening price means that the price at which the market has opened, and the market always opens at 9:15 in the morning. So which means that the opening price is the price at which the market is opening at 9:15 in the morning. Closing price is the price at which the market closes. Now there is slightly a difference between closing price and the last price, and I have made a video why there is a difference between the closing price and the last price. But for all practical purposes, while drawing a candle, we are going to take the closing price as the closing price, but not the last price. Yeah. So closing price is going to be the average of 30 minutes of the prices for that particular day. The highest price obviously is the highest price or the most expensive price on that particular day, and the lowest price is the cheapest price at which the stock was bought for that particular day. So open price being the opening price at 9:15 in the morning. The closing price is the price which is the average of last 30 minutes for that particular day. The highest price is the highest price of that day, and the lowest price is the lowest price of that day. Now, after we do that, after we have marked the, let's say this is a chart, and while we are looking at the chart, this is the price at 9:15 in the morning, and then this is the lowest price, and then the stock goes right up, and and this is the highest price of the day, and then this is the closing price as we have defined it. So mark this as O, mark this as L, mark this as H, and mark this as C. And once we mark all four of the points on the chart, that is the first step towards drawing a candle. Now the step 2 is to draw an imaginary line from the highest point and the lowest point and extrapolate it on the right hand side of the chart. Join these 2 points. When you join the highest point and the lowest point, it is called as a skeleton of a candle. Now why is it a skeleton? Because like our human body, we have a skeleton, and upon that lays the mass of the body, right? So I'm just going to show this to you. Draw the lowest point, draw the highest point, extrapolate the lowest and the highest point on the right hand side. So this is the lowest point here, and extrapolate this lowest point on the right hand side, and then extrapolate this highest point on the right hand side. And once you extrapolate these 2 points, this is the lowest point of the candle and the highest point of the candle, and join this becomes the skeleton of the candle. Yeah. Now what do you do next? After you do that, you draw an imaginary line from the opening and the closing price. Extrapolate those lines on the right hand side of the candle and draw the body of the candle by joining those 2 points. Now let's see it in the next diagram. Now this is the opening point and this is the closing point. Now you extrapolate this opening point on the right hand side on the body, on the skeleton of the candle, and the closing price on the skeleton of the candle. And once you do that, you keep on joining this, and once you join this becomes the body of the candle. So this is the highest point, lowest point, opening price, and the closing price, and this becomes a real body of the candle. That's how you draw a candle. So let me just quickly show it again to you. This is a sequence of diagrams on one particular page. Do the opening price, highest, lowest point, highest point, and the closing point. Draw it on the chart. Once you do that, extrapolate the lowest and the highest point on the right hand side and draw it, and this becomes the skeleton. And once you draw the skeleton, extrapolate the opening price and the closing price and join the body, and this becomes the body. And this is how a candle is drawn. So now once we learn how to draw a candle, we are going to get into a couple of parameters of the candle as to what are the different parameters of candle which kind of affect the candle. Yeah. But before I go ahead with the candles, there are a couple of terms which I want to make clear to everyone, and those are the terms which are going to be used again and again, and those are the important rules of the market as defined by IMS. And I need you to get those rules very much inside your head, and this rules are going to be the basics of the market for you. So if you are going to circumvent these rules, then there are very high chances that you might not understand the market and hence lose money. So why does the market go up? The market goes up only because of 4 reasons. And whenever you see a stock going up suddenly, I want you to very clearly remember that market goes up only because of 4 reasons. So I don't want you to be coming down and asking a question again, saying that why is the stock gone up, or why is the stock gone down, or why is the market gone up? Because there are only 4 reasons why a market goes up, and those are the reasons in which professionals think. People who are retail people who are always losing money into the stock market, are always thinking of reason why the market goes up, and they are focusing a lot on why the market goes up and trying to find a reason why the market goes up. While they are trying to figure out why the market goes up, what are the professionals thinking? So professionals think it slightly from a different reason. Professionals think it from a point of view that they are not bothered about why the market is going up, but they are more bothered about what is to be done. So retail people are always asking this question and are deeply how do I say, the right word is, they are deeply concerned why the market goes up. What is the real reason why the market goes up? But while they are thinking that way, professionals are thinking what really happened and what you should do to make money. So retail people think, why did the market go up? Professionals think, what really happened? Market went up. What should be done to be making money? So having said that, market goes up only because of four reasons, and those four reasons are demand, greed, bulls, and because people want to make money. The market goes up only because of demand. If there was no demand, market would not go up. If the demand did not exceed the supply, market would definitely not go up. Market goes up because of greed. If there was no greed in the market, and people would not buy, and if people would not buy, demand would not exceed supply, and if demand would not exceed supply, price would not go up. Market goes up because of bulls. Bulls are the people who buy so that the price goes up. Bulls are the people who think that the market is bullish and hence they buy. Bulls are the people who think that if they are not going to buy the stock at this point of time, price will go up and they will not make money. And finally, the reason why the market goes up is because people want to make money. Now, what is the meaning of the statement? The only reason why people are there into the stock market is because people want to make money. There is no other reason why people do not come into the stock market to play around. The only logical driving reason why people come to the stock market is because people want to make money, which means everything that they are going to do in the stock market is because people want to make money. So hence, if you ask me a question, why does the market go up? Market goes up only because of four reasons and no other reason than that. And the reasons are demand, greed, bulls, and people want to make money. Now, having defined why market goes up, we are going to define why market goes down, and the bipolar opposite of why market goes up is why market goes down. And the market goes down because of four reasons. Reason number one, supply, fear, bears, and people want to make money. If there was no supply and if the supply did not exceed demand, price would not go up, right? Secondly, if there was no fear, if you have bought a stock and that stock has gone up, now if you are of the fear that the prices will turn around and go down, what are you going to do? What you are really going to do is sell off that stock. And when you sell off that stock, and the reason why you are acting on that sell off is because you have a fear that you're going to lose money. So market goes down because of fear. Market also goes down because of bears. Bears are the people who think that the market will go down and hence they sell. And because they sell, they create supply, and because there's a supply created and supply exceeds demand is the reason why prices start going down. And the final reason why the market goes down is because people want to make money. You have bought a stock, the stock has gone up, you are sitting on a decent profit. Market starts turning around, or you think that the market is not going to go up any further. What are you going to do? You're going to pull out your money, and if you are pulling out your money, what really happens? You're creating a supply, and when the supply is created and the supply exceeds demand, what happens to the price? Price goes down. Alternatively, bears are the people who think that the market will go down, so they start short selling. So what is short selling? Short selling is basically selling a borrowed stock because you think that the market is strongly going to go down. So people start short selling into the market. If you want to understand a little bit more about short selling, there is a video which has been made for short selling. You might want to go and have a look at it again. So I'm just going to reiterate, there is only four reasons why the market goes down, and the four reasons are: one is supply, second is fear, third is bears, and fourth is because people want to make money. Market also goes up because of two more reasons, which is basically the fragmentation of the earlier rule. Market goes up because of huge demand, and market goes up because there is no supply. Now, while both of them seem to be very similar, there is a lot of difference in both of the way in which the price moves in both of them. Market goes up because of huge demand, which means that there is a extremely strong demand for the stock, and there is not enough supply, so demand exceeds supply and price goes up. Market also goes up because of no supply, which basically means that a lot of all the people who have bought the stock feel that the market is this particular stock is an extremely good quality stock, and they don't want to sell. And if they don't want to sell, they are just not willing to sell in the market, and if there is no selling happening into the market, there is no one to sell that stock. Buyers have to increase the price and keep on increasing the price acutely, and hence is the reason why the prices go up. So In the first part, market goes up because of there is huge demand. While there is a huge demand, there is a steady supply. But on the second part, there is absolutely no supply, and there is nobody who's willing to sell it at a certain price. So they are saying that only when you come up, when the price comes up to their level, is when they are going to sell it. So market goes up because of two different distinct reasons. One is that there is a huge demand, and two, because there is no supply. Market also goes down because of two reasons, and those two reasons are huge supply and no demand. Now, whenever there is a huge supply, which means people are downloading their stock for whatever XYZ reasons, they feel that the market is going to go down, or there is a bad news, or people think that the stock has become very expensive, they start selling. And the moment they start selling, there is a huge supply which is created. Supply exceeds demand and price goes down. Market also goes down because of no demand, and what no demand basically means is that there is no one really ready to buy that stock anymore. People feel that that stock is a loser stock, the stock is having a massive problem, the company is having a massive problem, and they don't want to buy the stock at all. So there are a huge amount of sellers which are waiting, but apparently there is no buyer. And the moment there is no buyer and there is a huge selling off, price starts going down. So market goes down only because of two reasons, and these are the two massive reasons. One is because there is a huge supply, people are ready to sell, and the supply exceeds demand. And the second reason is because there is no demand really. And while there is no demand, there are huge sellers. Sellers start selling it lower and lower and lower and lower, and that is the reason why the price starts going down. So now we're going to talk about what are the three different animals in the market, and the three different animals which are in the market are the bulls and the bears and the pigs. Let's understand what does these three metaphors really mean, and how we can use this information so that we can make money out of the market. Yeah. So there are three animals in the market, and those three animals are the bulls and the bears and the pigs. So let's quickly understand who the bulls are. Bulls are the people who think that the price will go up and hence they buy, which creates demand in the market. Like, for example, if you think that the price of the stock is going to go up, you are going to buy the stock, and if you are going to buy the stock, you are creating demand, and the moment demand is created, the price starts going up. So you would be a bull. On the other hand, who are bears? Bears are people who think that the price will go down and hence they sell, which creates supply. So if you think that the price of the stock which you bought is overpriced, and if you think that the price will go down, and what are you going to do? You're basically going to start selling the stock, and if you are going to start selling the stock, then you are going to create a supply, and hence you are a bear. So at certain points of time you are a bull, at certain points of time you are a bear, and you keep on moving between these two animals, being a bull and a bear. So there is nobody in the market who thinks consistently the price is going to go up and hence he keeps on buying. So there is nobody called as a bull and a bear. But at certain point of time you are a bull, at certain point of time you are a bear. Now there is a third animal which is also present in the stock market, and we call them pigs. Pigs are the people who are confused in the market. They don't know what to do. 95 to 97% of the entire stock market are completely confused in life, as they do not know what to do. They do not have the education, they do not like to study, they do not like to learn, and because they do not like to learn and they do not like to study, they basically take decisions which are random decisions. They take decisions because somebody is talking about that particular stock into the stock market. They buy because their broker told them, they buy because their friends have told them, they buy because they get tips, they buy because for certain strong logic and reasoning, they think that the market is going to go up or down, so they start buying. So pigs are the people who are completely confused, they do not understand the market, and hence they buy. And we always say this, that the bulls are the ones who make money, the bears are the ones who make money. It's the pigs which get slaughtered. So do not get slaughtered. The only time you're going to get slaughtered is when you are going to be ignorant in the market. So there's a saying in the market which says that the bulls make money, the bears make money, and the pigs are the ones who get slaughtered. So let's quickly understand what are the four parameters of candlesticks. What is the different four parameters which define candlesticks, and what are the important indicators of candlesticks and the vectors of candlesticks. So the four important parameters of candlesticks are, first of all, is the size. second is the color, third is the shape, and fourth is the location. Yeah, so size, color, shape, and location are the four parameters of the candlesticks, and those four parameters in a permutation and combination form different types of candles. So let's learn them one step at a time, and let's start with the size. Yeah, so there are two sizes of the candles. One of them is called as a long range candle, or also called as LRC. Second is also called as the short range candle, which is also called as a SRC. So LRC and SRC, which basically means whenever we are talking about the range, we always mean the body of the candle. We are not going to include the wick in the tail, but we are only going to look at the body of the candle. So whenever we have a look at a long body of the candle, it is always called as a LRC. When we look at the short body of the candle, we are always looking at the SRC. So on the left hand side is an example of a long range candle, and on the right hand side is an example of a short range candle. So a long range candle is the one where the body is like really large, and short range candle is where the body is tiny. Yeah, so obviously when you are looking at the chart, you are going to look at the entire chart and then figure out whether the candle is a long range candle or a short range candle. It's a very relative thing, so you need to have a look at the entire chart before you can decide that. So long range candle means that the body of the candle is long. Never take the hair and tail into consideration. LRCs are mostly formed by professionals. LRC is also known as a decision candle. The decision can be taken by the bulls or the bears to move the price. Now, why is LRC formed by professionals? Because for an LRC to be formed, there has to be a consistent buying into that particular stock or into that particular market. And for a consistent buying to come into place, there has to be a large amount of money, which means unless and until, and I'm going to talk only about green colored LRC formed or a bullish LRC formed. Now for the price to consistently go up, there has to be a consistent demand, and consistent demand can only come into play when there is a tremendous amount of money involved there, and the only people who have the money are the professionals. The only people who are the ones who can move the price up are the professionals. Hence whenever we look at an LRC, we always say that the professionals are the ones who create an LRC. The decision has been taken by the professionals at that point of time that they want to make the price go up, and when they have taken that decision, they are going to keep on buying that stock, and hence the LRC is created. So LRC is always a candle which is created by the professionals because of their buying, because they have taken the decision that there seems to be something attractive about the stock and they want to buy it as soon as possible, and hence an LRC is formed. So let's quickly understand the mechanism of an LRC and how LRC is formed. Now consider this is the price chart, and let's try to understand what really happened on that particular day. The price opened here and went down, and as it went down, there was a massive demand which came into play, and while the massive demand which came into play, price started going up very consistently, and it started going up very consistently. This is where it closed. Yeah, now while the price was moving from here to here, the price closed on the upper side, which is quite near the wick, and while the price started moving up and it started closing over here, this is very clear indication that the bulls were in control and bulls really wanted to buy, and hence it's an LRC. It is called as a decision candle. Now on the other hand, there is something which is called as a short range candle, and a short range candle means that the body of the candle is small. It is also called as a confusion candle. If we draw the price chart of SRC, it shows there is a fight between the bulls and the bears, and nobody is really winning that particular fight, and hence there is a confusion. So whenever we look at a short range candle, we are really looking at the bulls and the bears fighting. We are looking at equal greed and fear. We are also looking at equal demand and supply. and because the greed and fear is equal, demand and supply, it is not equivocal. If the demand and supply is constant, if the demand and supply is constant, then the price is not going to move in a particular direction. So we always call SRC as a confusion candle. So let's have a look at the mechanism of an SRC. Now this is a particular price chart. Obviously it's a very simplistic price chart of an SRC, and so what really happened here is price opened here and went down, and there was this is the time where the bears were in control, they were selling off, and then there was a demand which came into place and price went up, and bulls were in control, and while the bulls were in control, finally price started coming down again, and there was no demand but more of supply, and because there was more of supply, the bears were in control at this point of time. So the price opened here and price closed here, and this is halfway between the candle, and because this is halfway between the candle, the price came down, went up, and came down halfway. Now if you look at it, neither the bulls are in control over here because the price came down, and neither the bears are in control because the price could not really go lower, but it closed somewhere in the middle. And because the price closed somewhere in the middle, this is also called as an SRC, or a small range candle, and there was no decision taken between the bulls and the bears. There was no particular counter in the market who really wanted to buy that stock very strongly, and hence this particular candle is called as a SRC. Now the next parameter of the candle is called as the color of the candle. There are two colors to the candle, and there is a green color candle, and then there is a red color candle. Also there is a small candle which is called as the black colored candle. Black colored candle, which means that the body is so small that there you really cannot put a color into it, where the opening and the closing is almost identical, and because the opening and the closing is almost identical and there is no real body, so that candle becomes a black candle. But let's keep that on the side. We are going to focus more on the two major aspects of the color, and one is called as the green candle and the second one is called as a red candle. So this is on the left hand side is how the green candle looks like, and the one on the right hand side obviously is how the red candle looks like. And let's understand how the green and the red candle is formed. So how do you identify? The green candle is a candle if the closing price is above the opening price, then the color of the candle is green, which means if the price opened today and it went up and the closing happened where the price of the stock was more than the price of the stock when it opened in the morning, is called as a green candle. Red candle is a candle if the closing price is below the opening price, which means price opened in the morning and then because of that a certain reason there was a sell-off which happened in the market, and while the sell-off happened the price went down, and that is called as a red candle. So green candle, the closing is higher than the opening. Red candle is where the opening is higher than the closing. Now the third parameter of the candle, which is one of the more important ones, and it is called as the shape. And let's look at the different shapes which the candlesticks have. And there are four important shapes of the candle as defined by Steve Nissen. There are about 132 different types of candles in the market. We don't have to learn all that. We are not here to really understand the candlesticks and what is the demographics of candlesticks, but we are more interested in finding and understanding what the candlestick mean and what decisions that we can take and how we can make money out of it, right? So we are not going to go into the 332 different candles. In fact, most of these candles are named for the sake of it. So we are going to learn the more important ones and what it means and what decisions we take and how we can make money out of it. So the four important shapes of the candles are a hammer, inverse hammer, doji, and a spinning top. So as I kind of go forward, you'll understand what is the meaning of these four. But I need you to increase your vocabulary about what these four candles, the names of these four candles are, so that we can use the vocabulary a lot more better. Now the first candle which we are going to discuss is called as the hammer, and the reason why it is called as the hammer because it looks like a hammer. This is the shape of a hammer, and this obviously is also the classic shape of a hammer type candle, and hence it's called as a hammer. Now In this hammer, what we need to pay attention to is that if we define the h as the height of the body, the tail of the candle has to be 2h or 2.5h minimum. Yeah, which means for a candle to be defined as a hammer, the height of the body has to be h, and the minimum tail of that candle has to be 2h or 2.5h. The longer it is, the better it is. It cannot be less than 2h. Yeah, that's what is a hammer. For an ideal hammer, like I said, if h is the body, then the tail should be 2h or 2.5h. These are approximate figures. The longer the tail of the hammer, the more significant is the hammer. It's known as a supremely bullish candle, because whenever there is a hammer in the market, the bulls are basically taking control over the bears. So we need to watch out for hammers in the market. Now let's understand the mechanism of a hammer, the way the hammer is formed and what it really means. So let's say this is the opening price, and as the price opened in the morning, the price started coming down and it really went down, and this is the lowest point. And while this was the lowest point, all of a sudden there was a massive demand which came into play, and while the massive demand came into play, the price started going up. So all the supply was which was while it was going up has been absorbed, and price went up and it finally closed here. So this is the opening price, lowest price, highest price, and h is also the closing price. So here the bears were in control and here the bulls were in control. And who are the people who closed the particular day? Who are the people who were in control at the closing? And the people who were bulls. And now if we extrapolate these on the side, then this is what is formed, and this is the body, and this being the tail. So this kind of formation in the market of price is called as a hammer. Yeah. Now, what about the color of the hammer? What should be the color of the hammer? There is two options, one is red and one is green. And what I am going to say is that for a hammer, the color is really not that important and significant. Now, why is it not significant? Because in both the particular in the one on the left hand side where the hammer is green, price went down and went up, and on the right the price went down and went up. While this is a green candle and this is a red candle, the emotions of people who are closing is bullish. The people who are in control towards the end of the day is bullish, and hence it's a bullish candle. So while we look at hammers, it doesn't matter what is the color of hammer. It is insignificant. What is important is that hammer has been formed and bulls are in control. So while we have a hammer, there is another particular candle which is similar to hammer, but of slightly of less potency, and that hammer type form, it's called as a hammer type formation. The reason why it is called as a hammer type formation is because while it is a hammer, it really does not adhere to all the particular vectors of hammer. So let's have a look at it. Like hammer, there is also something which is called as hammer type formation. A hammer type formation will either have a small hair, or the body and the tail ratio may be the same. Let's have a look at now why is hammer type formation equally important is because the emotions of people or emotions of people who are closing the market is the same. Yeah, so let's have a look at typical types of hammer type formations. So while on left hand side we are looking at a typical hammer, yeah, so this is H and this is 2H or 2.5H. This one on the right hand side is a hammer type formation. This one is also a hammer type formation. In this there is a little bit of a wick coming into play, and the length of the tail is slightly lower than 2H or 2.5H. In fact, it will be lower than 2H, which is significant over here. So while this is an H, which is the height of the candle, the tail is also H. So this is called as a hammer type formation. This one is called as a hammer type formation. This one is called as the hammer. So like the hammer, there is also another candle which is equally potent, or even more potent than the hammer, and it is called as the inverse hammer. And the inverse hammer is also called as a shooting star. Now this is the demographics of inverse hammer. So you have a body which is a real body, and it does not have a tail, but it has a long hair. Yeah, and this hair is equal to 2h or 2.5h and above. Yeah, so the minimum is again 2h or 2.5h. So if this is the height of the body of the candle, and this is going to be 2h or 2.5h, this is called as the inverse hammer. Now, the inverse hammer is something which is an ideal inverse hammer is something which would have the body as h, and um, the tail being 2h or 2.5h minimum. Yeah, the inverse hammer is called as a bearish candle. In fact, it's a very strong bearish signal. And we always say this, whenever we see an inverse hammer at the top of the chart, then the bears are the ones who are taking control over bulls, and then there is a very high chance that the price would turn around and go down. So now very quickly let's understand the mechanism of an inverse hammer, how inverse hammer is formed and what really happens. Let's say the price opened here in the morning, and after the price opened here, price went up, the bulls were in control, everything was nice and hunky-dory into the market, and all of a sudden there is a huge sell-off coming into play, and there is somebody who starts selling the stock for whatever XYZ reasons, and the price starts coming down and down and down and down and down. And while all the bulls were ready to buy in this particular area, the demand gets absorbed and the supply over exceeds the demand, and price starts coming down. So this is the open, this is the highest price, this is the lowest price, and closing is also the lowest price. And whenever that is happening, who are the people who are finally in control at the end of the day? And those are the bears. And if you draw and extrapolate the price points on the right hand side, you are looking at a hammer type inverse hammer, or also called as a shooting star. Yeah. Now the color of inverse hammer, what should it be? There are two options, obviously red and green, and again I'm going to say the same thing, that the color of the candle is not important. What is important is the emotions of the particular candle for that particular day. Who are the ones, people who are closing the particular stock on that day, and those are the professionals. So inverse hammer is a very strong bearish signal. So like hammer, inverse hammer, there is also something which is called as the inverse hammer type formation. And inverse hammer type formation is a formation where it will either have a small tail, or the body and the hair ratio might be similar. Yeah. Inverse hammer type formation has also a similar type of importance as a hammer. It also indicates bearish signals. And let's have a look at the inverse hammer type formation. So on the left hand side, you're looking at a very accurate inverse hammer or shooting star, where this is H and this is more than 2H or 2.5H, minimum of the hair being 2H, more likely 2.5H and a little bit more. And on the right hand side, this is an inverse hammer type formation. So in this inverse hammer type formation, the length of the hair is slightly smaller, and it also has a tail. And this one, where the height and the hair of the candle is of the similar size. So this is called as inverse hammer type formation, and this is called as an inverse hammer. These two would be called as an inverse hammer type formation. So now the next particular candle is called as a doji. The name of the candle is called as a doji. Doji is a Japanese name. Doji is a candle which has a very small body or no body at all, and doji very clearly signifies confusion or indecision into the market. So this is a very typical doji where the opening price and the closing price is similar or same, and because the opening price and the closing price is similar, it does not have a real body. So this is also a doji, and this is also a doji. Now let's understand the mechanism of a doji. Doji is a candle where the price opened here and the price went up, and this is the highest point, and then the price came down, and this is the lowest point, and finally it ended up closing at the point where the opening took place. So opening and closing is very similar or almost the same, and because it's very similar, as you extrapolate it on the right hand side, there is really no body, and because there is no body, this is called as a doji. It also means that there was a confusion in the market and indecision in the market. Here the bulls were in control, and then the bears were in control, and then finally bulls were in control, but they really could not have a very strong finish, and because they did not have a very strong finish, there was a confusion. There is no particular direction of that particular on that day, and hence it is called as doji, and doji is an indecision candle. Now similar to doji, there is also another candle which is called as a spinning top, and the reason why it's called as a spinning top is because it looks like a top. Top is basically, you know, the what kids play with. The top, it spins on its own, and this is a very typical example of a spinning top. And while it is a spinning top, it basically signifies that nobody was in control. Neither the bulls were in control, neither the bears were in control. So spinning top has a very small body, and it indicates confusion and indecision in the market. The chart of spinning top or the price chart of spinning top is going to be very similar to that of a doji. I said similar, I didn't say it is the same. So the mechanism is also the same, so you might be able to understand how a spinning top is formed looking at the chart of a doji. Now the fourth parameter for defining a candle is called as a location. So let's have a look at the location. So while the size, color and shape of candle differs, the most important part for the candle is where is the candle formed, at what place is the candle formed, and it gives out a lot of meaning to the candle. The candle at a wrong place could not mean anything at all in the chart. A candle at the right place at the right time gives out a lot of meaning to the chart and your decisions. Let's have a look at the locations of where the candles are placed. Now, if we are looking at a hammer, hammer is always significant at the bottom. So this is the price coming down, 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 and as the price comes down and you have a look at the hammer at the bottom, that is when we say that the market will almost always turn around and go up. Similarly, whenever we are looking at the inverse hammer at the top, so the price has been going up, 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 and all of a sudden we have a look at inverse hammer at the top, price will almost always turn around and come down. So for hammer to be significant, it is only significant at the bottom. Inverse hammer to be significant, it has to be significant only at the top. If you look at a hammer at the top, it has a different meaning, but we are not going to discuss that today. If you have an inverse hammer at the bottom, it also has a different meaning, but we are not going to discuss that today. Also, it is slightly advanced and it does not come in the purview of this particular video. So to reiterate, hammer is significant only at the bottom of the chart. Whenever there is a hammer at the bottom of the chart, the price will almost always go up. Inverse hammer is significant at the top of the chart. Whenever there is an inverse hammer at the top of the chart, price will almost always go down. Now similarly, let's have a look at certain rules for doji and spinning top. Whenever we look at a doji and a spinning top at the top of the chart, then there are about 30% chances that the price will go up and 70% chances that the price will come down. On the other hand, when we are looking at doji or spinning top at the bottom of the chart, there are 50% chances that the price will go up and there are 50% chances that the price will go down. So in this scenario, when the doji or spinning top is at the bottom, there are equal chances that the price will go up and down, which basically means that you don't really have an edge about thinking what is going to happen in the market. But when we do look at the doji and spinning top at the top of the chart, then there are 70% chances that the market will go down and 30% chances that the market will go up, and hence we plan accordingly. To reiterate, whenever there is a doji or spinning top at the top of the chart, there is a 70% chance that the price will go down and 30% chance that the price will continue to move up. On the other hand, whenever there is a spinning top or a doji at the bottom of the chart, there is a 50-50% chances that it could go down either way. Now, you are going to ask a question as to why this happens. Doji and spinning top indicates indecision or confusion in the market. So whenever there is a doji or spinning top at the top means that there is a confusion whether the price will go up or whether the price will go down. So most of the people looking at the candle starts booking their profits, and hence there is a 70% chances that the price may go down. For example, if you have got a particular stock and the stock is making a certain good amount of profits for you, and all of a sudden as the price starts going up, you see a spinning top. Now whenever you see a spinning top, which means that the bulls are not in control, and if the bulls are not in control, which means the bears could be in control. And when you know that the bears could be in control, which means that the price is going to turn around and come down, what is the first thing that you're going to do? Your first thing that you want to do is protect your capital, protect your money. So you are going to exit that stock, and the moment you exit that stock, you are creating supply, and the moment supply is created, and if supply exceeds demand, then what happens to the price starts coming down. So hence doji and spinning top at the top has a significance that 70% of the chances that price might come down, 30% chances that might continue to go up. Why? Because it is easy to take money out than putting in. Similarly, if the doji and spinning top is at the bottom of the chart, then there are chances that the price might go up, there are chances that the price might come down, because it is always easy to pull out money rather than put in money. So while we looked at one candle formation, now there are a couple of multiple candle formations also which are available into the market. So let's have a look at what are the multiple candle formations into the market. So the first of a double candle formation is called as a harami. Now harami is a Japanese name. Harami means pregnant woman. It's a two candle formation. For harami to form, you need to have two candles. It's a trend changing pattern, which basically means that it does not confirm to you that the trend is going to reverse, but it may tell you that the trend may change. The trend changing means that the particular trend may go sideways. It doesn't have to turn around and come down. Important for me to point out right now is that trend changing and trend reversal are two different terms. So let's have a look at an harami. This is called as a typical harami. So the price has been coming down, price has been coming down, price has been coming down, and then there is a red candle. And while there is a red candle, all of a sudden you have a green candle which comes into play. So all the while on the left hand side has been red candles, and all of a sudden you see a green candle. Now this green candle is enclosed between this red candle. So the opening and closing of this green candle is between the closing and opening of this red candle. So we could call this candle as a mother, and we could call this candle as a baby, and hence harami is called as a pregnant lady. So this is the mother and the child, so this is called as a harami. So the next candle pattern, which is a two candle pattern, is called as a piercing, and let me explain to you what a piercing is. So here the price has been going up, a green chart, green chart, green chart. This is a green chart, and all of a sudden there is a red candle formation which comes into play. So let me just quickly explain to you what a piercing pattern is. So piercing pattern is a pattern where the body of the current candle should pierce the body of the previous day candle by up to 50%, yeah, or lesser. So the piercing pattern is also a trend changer. It is not necessarily a trend reversal, but it's a trend changing pattern. The piercing pattern formed at the bottom of the chart is called as a bullish piercing pattern, because that indicates that the bulls are getting active. The piercing pattern at the top of the chart is called as the bearish piercing pattern, because obviously the bears have taken in control. Yeah. So if you look at this chart, on the left hand side from here, from the green candle, there are prices has been going up, price has been going up. Here the bulls are in control, and all of a sudden the price opens here, and then the price starts coming down. But this price which comes down is less than 50% of this green candle. So it has not exceeded more than 50%, but it is less than the 50%. and this is called as a piercing pattern. So this is called as a bearish piercing pattern because these two candles signifies a bearish pattern, and this red candle is piercing the green candle from the top, and hence it is called as a piercing candle. Now, similar to a piercing pattern, there is another pattern which is called as a dark cloud cover. Now, this is the chart of a dark cloud cover. In this particular chart, the price has been going up on the left hand side, going up, and this is where the opens and this is where it closes. So this is a green candle, and all of a sudden the price opens here, and the bears take control, and the price starts coming down. Except for at this point, the price closes more than 50% of the left hand side candle, which is a green candle. So more than 50% and less than 90% is called as a dark cloud cover. So let's look at the attributes of dark cloud cover. For the dark cloud cover to be formed, the body of the current candle has to pierce the previous day's candle for more than 50% but less than 90%. Dark cloud cover is a trend reversal pattern, which means whenever there's a dark cloud cover, the prices may reverse its directions from down to up or up to down. The name of the pattern is called as dark cloud cover because 400 years ago, when candlesticks were invented, Japan was a battle state. Japan is a cold country, and when it rains in the cold environment, weather conditions become worst and nobody really likes to go out for a battle. So nobody really is going to go outside and get into a battle formation. They would probably fight another day, right? So whenever you see the dark clouds at the horizon, it basically means that it is going to rain and you don't want to be fighting in the rain. So dark cloud cover basically means that the prices may come down. So it literally means that the prices may come down because it's not a very significantly positive candle but a negative candle. So this is what dark cloud cover looks like. Prices went up, all of a sudden this was a green candle, its prices started here and started coming down. This is more than 50% of the left candle but less than 90%. So this is called as a dark cloud. Now the third pattern in the series is called as an engulfing pattern, and I'm going to quickly show you what an engulfing pattern looks. So the third pattern in the series is called as an engulfing pattern, and engulfing pattern is a pattern which is similar to dark cloud cover, except that the candle completely engulfs the previous candle, which means that if you have a trend which has been going up and all of a sudden you see a red candle completely engulfing the previous green candle, let's say this is a dark cloud cover, and in the dark cloud cover this is a green candle, and then the red candle starts here and it closes between 50 and 90%. But for engulfing candle, this red candle has to completely cover the green candle. Yeah, so this red candle completely comes down and closes more than 100%, and that particular candle is called as an engulfing candle. So engulfing candle is a candle where the body of the current candle engulfs the body of the previous candle. Then that two combination is called as an engulfing pattern. Engulfing pattern is a very short trend reversal pattern. It signifies a reversal. If the engulfing pattern is at the top of the chart, then it is called as a bearish engulfing because the bears have in control now. But if the engulfing pattern is at the bottom of the chart, so if there has been red candles all throughout and the price has been going down, and all of a sudden you see a green candle going up and it engulfs the red candle, then it is called as a bullish engulfing candle because the bulls are now in control. So similar to what is called as an engulfing, which is a very strong reversal pattern, there is a particular candlestick formation which is a double candlestick formation, which also is a very strong reversal pattern, and it's called as a half kick. And let me quickly show you what a half kick looks like. So this is what a half kick looks like. On the left hand side, the prices have been coming down, prices have been coming down, prices have been coming down, prices have been coming down. So on the left hand side there, the bears are in control, and while the bears are in control, all of a sudden what happens is that there is a green candle which is formed, and this green candle is formed above the 50% line of the red candle. So price has been coming down, bears in control, and all of a sudden the next day the price opens here and it starts going up, and while it starts going up, it opens above 50% of it and closes very clearly above the candle, and this kind of candle is called as a half. So half kick means that if the current candle opens 50% above the body of the previous candle, then that formation is called as a half kick. It is a trend reversal. So similar to half kick, there is another candle formation which is called as a full kick, and full kick according to me is probably the most potent of any candle formation which is seen in the chart. And what does full kick really look like? I'm going to show it to you. So this is where the full kick looks like. On the left hand side, the bears were in control, prices have been going down, going down, going down. This is a red candle where the bears are in control, and all of a sudden the next day the price of the candle opens above the opening of the red candle, and it opens here and it goes up. So this is the opening price, this is the closing price, and what really happens in a full kick candle or a kicker candle is that the price of this green candle opens above the red candle and starts going up. So this is called as a full kick or a kicker candle. So let me quickly explain to you what a full kick is and the parameters of it. If the current candle opens above the previous candle, then this formation is called as a full kick. Full kick candle is a trend reversal pattern, a very strong one, and it is considered very, very powerful. So thank you guys, thank you for your time. This is a tutorial explaining to you what candlesticks are and what candlesticks look like in a snapshot. This is Chetan Pudar signing off with you. Thanks and bye.